interesting and exciting things to look at today. First of all, let's review a couple of the things that we've been talking about. So first of all, let's identify the slope and the y-intercept and then graph these equations. So to do that, we're going to need to check out the equation, and we notice these are in y equals mx plus b form. So here's m, or the slope of this one, and here's b. So let's go ahead and graph that first one. The y-intercept is 1, and the slope is up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1, up 2 over 1. We'll do that a couple of times. And so once we've done that, we can draw our line. So we grab us a line, or you might have a ruler or something like that to go through just like that. So that was pretty straightforward, pretty easy to graph, right? Okay, let's try the second one. On our second one, we've got y equals mx plus b, and the m is -1, or the slope is -1. The y-intercept is 2. So on this particular one, we go up to 2 on the y-axis, make a dot, and then our slope says go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So that's the outline of the line that we'll be drawing on number 2. So let's grab us a little line, graph that down through there just like that. So that's what number 2 looks like. And then let's take a look at number 3. So in this one, we've got a slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept of -1. So let's go down to -1 and put a dot there. And then we're going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And we'll grab another line, graph that on there. And we'll have all of our equations will be graphed. And sometimes they intersect with each other. Now, that'll be important in the coming lessons, where those intersection points are. All right, secondly, here's also a different type of a problem we can expect to see in the very near future, so we thought we'd introduce one to you today. Hot dogs cost $2 a package, and hamburgers cost $4 a package. If we let x equal hot dogs, and y equals hamburgers, we can write a linear equation to help us solve this problem. So hot dogs cost $2 a package, so we're going to go 2 times x plus 4 times y. $2 for hot dogs, $4 for hamburgers, and you spend a total of $16, or we have $16 to spend. How many of each could I get? So there's varying combinations of these. So let's go ahead and solve for y. So let's rearrange. 4y equals -2x plus 16. And we divide by 4. And we end up with y equals -1/2 x plus 4. So we know that the y-intercept is 4 and the slope is -1/2. So if we graph it on a coordinate system, and we go up to, that's kind of a bad looking graph, 1, 2, 3, 4, put a dot there, and then we go down 1, guess a couple more points here, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, and every combination of hot dogs and hamburgers along this line from here to here would be the number of hot dogs and hamburgers that we could get. So that's kind of something to look forward to in the future. Okay, now we've got a couple here where we've been asked to solve them for y. So let's rearrange real quick. We got -y equals 2x minus 1. We know there's a 1 in front of there, so we divide by -1. And that gives us y equals negative 2 over 1x plus 1 for that first one. And the next one over here, we rearrange, we get 3y equals 2x. Divide both sides by 3, and we get y equals 2/3 x. And there's no y-intercept on there, so we could put plus 0 just so you know what that does. On our next problem, 2y equals 7x plus 4. That's a 4. Okay, divide by 2. And we end up with y equals 7/2 x plus 2. And on our last one, we're going to just do a little bit of rearranging. Put that negative x up front and a plus 2 in the back. Then we would divide everything by 2. And sure enough, we'd end up with y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. All right, so that's the process of solving for y and writing it in slope-intercept form. Now today we're going to graph linear equations giving any form that they're in. Now we already know how to graph them if they're in y equals mx plus b form. But what if they're not? Like this one. This one's not in y equals mx plus b form, so let's put it in there, okay? So let's rearrange it. 5y equals negative 2x plus 10. Divide both sides by 5. And when we do that, we end up with y equals negative 2/5 x plus 2. So to graph it, we go over to the coordinate system, go to our y-intercept, which is 2, and then we have a slope of down 2 and over 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want, I can do this backwards so I can get a couple of points to work with. So up 2 and back 5. 1, 2, 5. So there's 3 points. So that graph's going to come right down through there like that. So there's one. We didn't know what the slope and the y-intercept was at first, but now we know because we solved it for y. Let's try this one. 3y equals negative 4x plus 9. Divide everything by 3 to get y alone. And we end up with y equals negative 4/3 x plus 3. All right, so we go up to 3, make a dot. And then from here we go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 3. And there's our line on this one, coming down just like that. Got a negative 4/3 slope. All right, here's yet another one. Let's try this one. We solve for y, so we have 3y equals positive 2x, because it moved across the equal sign, plus 21. We divide by 3. Sure enough, we end up with y equals 2/3 x plus 7. So we go up to positive 7. Oh my gosh, that's clear up off the screen. And we can't very well go up over 3 and up 2 more, so we got to go back 3. Down 2, excuse me, down 2 and then back 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's try that again. Down 2 and over 1, 2, 3. So there's our line right there. And that's what that one would look like. Quite a ways up there, almost off the screen, wasn't it? Okay, 1 or 2 more. So if we can rearrange this one, we just got to do y equals 1x, bring the negative 2 across, that becomes plus 2. So let's graph it. We go up to 2 on the y-axis. Then the slope says go up 1 and over 1, up 1 and over 1, and we just keep going like that as long as we need to. So it comes to something like that. Okay. All right. Here's one. This one's kind of written in backwards order. So we're going to just kind of flip it over and do 4y equals x plus 4. Just switch sides with everything. Then divide by 4. And when we do that, we end up with y equals 1/4 x plus 1. And to graph that, we go up to 1 on the y-axis. Then we go up 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4 more times over. Or we can go down 1 and back 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we just connect our dots and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and skip along. We'll skip that next one. Now here's another one where we know that if we have x equals 4, we come over to number 4 on the x-axis and draw a vertical line with an undefined slope. Here's one where everything's on the right side. We got to move y to the left side and then rearrange the 2x and the 3 into just 2x plus 3. We go up to 3 on the y-axis, and then up 2 and over 1 more to get with our slope. And there's our line again. So we got to have you do the assignment about solving and graphing, or any form that you come up with, you should be able to figure out how to graph it.